1,600 miles away from the nearest continent, there's a lazy, laid-back land where the days are long and time slows down. Just like a tired sea turtle resting on a white sandy beach. A place where the minutes feel like hours and the hours can feel like days. A relaxing respite where you can pause from the hustle and bustle of life and just be in the moment. The locals call it Fiji time. It simply means that nothing happens in a hurry and that whatever is supposed to happen will eventually happen. So relax and enjoy the wait. But it's more than just the way the locals view time. It's the way they do life.
Father up above.
To be honest, even though I grew up on an island, many times I find it difficult to slow down. There's just so much to do and so little time in which to do it. And I know that many task-oriented people like me can relate. But once you've experienced Fiji or island time for yourself, you begin to realize that you've been missing out on something so essential in life. Because the reality is that the quality of your life increases in proportion to your quality of rest.
Turn around and fight back today. We call for peace. We could stop the fighting.
Today we live in a world full of appointments, schedules, deadlines, and cutoff dates. Life is crowded with so much activity, assignments, and engagements. There are so many things fighting for our attention and pulling us in so many different directions. We live in a task-oriented world that seems to be more concerned with production rather than people. And in this fast-paced society, filled with sound bites and flashing lights, sometimes we find it hard to even breathe.
For peace.
It's so easy to get caught up in trying to make a living that we never really live. Many people come to the end of their lives filled with regret, realizing that their years have been consumed with things that don't really matter. There are few things worse than coming to the end of your days, wishing you had more time to live in the moment. But here's the good news. In this world that is constantly on the grind, God is offering to us Fiji time. Time to trade in the mess of our stress for the best of God's rest. Time to decompress from the pressures of life. Time to enjoy this precious gift of God called the present. To be in the here and in the now. To live in the moment. And while it is true that in the light of the last days, we're to live with a sense of urgency, it is also true that God is calling us to be still and to know that He is God.
So much closer, closer than it seems.
You see, we are called human beings, not human doings. And most people get so caught up in constantly doing that they forget to simply be. Friends, if the enemy cannot make you bad, he will make you busy. He will crowd your life with so much clutter that you will have no time to spend with the one who inhabits eternity. And without Him, life is a never-ending pursuit of happiness that will eventually lead to devastation, disappointment, and death. And so, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you overwhelmed by the stresses of life? Do you feel yourself drowning in a sea of activity, burdened in a beehive of busyness, wrapped up in a web of weariness? Well, if so, the God of rest says to you today, "Come unto me, all ye that are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. For in returning and in rest you shall be saved. In quietness and confidence you shall find your strength." And as we come to lay down our burdens at the feet of Jesus and learn to live more of our lives on Fiji time, the God of peace shall give us rest for the rest of our journey. Rest not only for time, but for all eternity.
No more senseless dying. Jesus came to make us one, to show all others of His love